Yeah! Alrighty, what's up, everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme and Happy Met fan, Peter Joseph here, for a Tuesday night video. And it's Tuesday night, you know what that means. We got NXT coming your way at the top of the hour. Should be a pretty meh. We'll see what happens with that. We got the new NXT World Heavyweight Champion, that guy that's average. He's Average Joe Hendry, we said his name review. He's going to appear to start us off tonight. We got Jada Parker and Blake Monroe. Oh my. They're going to do battle one-on-one from what happened last week in a parking lot. They're going to do battle in that very ring. We also got Del Ruka, that's Delta and the Resident Surfer Girl Sol Ruka, taking on Maddie Winkowski and Kendall Gray, the Evolved Women's Champion, in a tag team match, and the winner of the fall gets a NXT Women's title shot. So we'll see what happens, who gets the pin there, and a whole lot more on your 2-hour cure for insomnia, NXT, on the CW11. We have that. So that's coming up later tonight. But anyway, thank you for watching right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 66 Baseball 9. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit the subscribe button down below in my pants. In my pants. It's in my pants. Subscribe to my channels all down below, like I said. And share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos on my respective channels from the past, the present, and the future, Conan. If you don't like that joke, fuck you. And if you leave stupid comments, you get sent to the Shadow Realm, beaten severely, and then Ozzy and Satan will eat your soul. So don't do it. Go do it on somebody else's channel. Just don't do it on mine, because you don't like getting blocked and hidden. Then get off my channel and get a life. Get off YouTube, too. But you won't, because you love me. And, you know, you're just digging your hole deeper. And that's that. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell to turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one, because if you miss the next one, you're pretty much SOL. You know what that means by now. I don't think I need to tell you for 16 fucking years. But you're going to get it you're going to get it drilled into your brain until you do it. And if you're brand new here, if you've never seen my channel before and you're floating around YouTube at this time of night, or any time, and you see my gorgeous sexy face, and you want to subscribe, then hit the subscribe button down below and subscribe to my other channels as well. Show your love and support. And that's that. And as we say, as always, in the business, because it is a business, as we say on my channels, as I always say, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, you relax, you grab your nice, tasty Sunkist. It is Sunkist. You can tell it's probably Sunkist. Then again, it could be Gatorade. But it's Sunkist. Trust me on that. But anyway, and if not, well, too bad for you. Because you can't tell there's a mixed drink in here. Because I don't drink. I occasionally drank, but not on video. One time I did, but not anymore. I'm a social drinker. I drink when I feel like it. When I go out, mostly. So, and that's going to be pretty soon. But I digress. But anyway, sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice tasty cold one, put your sticky feet up, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You know, too bad. That's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, happy Tuesday. Hope you had a great Tuesday. It was pretty, not that cold here in the Northeast, but going to be warming up tomorrow, then a little cool down, and then maybe a storm Sunday night and a Monday. Maybe get a rain snow mix. Not too bad, but 50 degrees next week. There's rumors about 50 degrees next week, so that's very good. So we're getting a nice thaw, and all this garbage snow is going to get out of here hopefully by beginning of March. But we'll see what happens. Winter is still going to hold on for the next 4 or 5 weeks. And then we'll start spring, and hopefully we don't have to worry about all that shit. But, hope you had a great day, and if not, well, hope you have a better day tomorrow. That's that. But anyway, on this Tuesday night, before we get to NXT, it is time for your late and out-of-date Monday Night Raw Review! For last night, February the 9th, 2026. So we get that. Alright, so last night's Raw was mid. Pretty mid. It wasn't great. We had a surprise. Not a surprise. We had a nice person skip, if you will, into the arena. We saw her. Talk about that ass in a little bit. And some interesting things going into the Elimination Chamber. And some more qualifying matches for the men and women. Got a second people going in. And on SmackDown, we got even more. So we got a couple more weeks till the Elimination Chamber. Actually, 2 more weeks. And we'll see what happens with that. Don't forget SmackDown this Friday night and next Friday night on Sci-Fi because of the Olympics and all that garbage. But we have that. And we move on. Then don't forget February 28th, the Elimination Chamber from Chicago, Illinois. At the United Center. Home of the Bulls. The Bulls. They're not playing that great, but it is what it is. Speaking of basketball, holy shit! I saw that fight last night between the Pistons and the Hornets. Woo! That was a fight. I was like, hey Jim, you want to go to the basketball game? Sure. Holy shit! A hockey fight broke out. That was a fight. Not as bad as the Malice at the Palace with the Pistons and the Pacers back then. You know, Ron Artest. That shit. That was a riot. Into the crowd, fans getting involved, which was scary enough. Thankfully, no fans got hurt or anything like that. But man, suspensions galore today with that fight. Oof. And they say basketball is not a contact sport. Right? Well, man, I people getting heavily fined, suspended for 10 games or whatever. Crazy. I don't even know what the fight was about. I think it was a foul or something. And then next thing you know, they're fighting all over the fucking place. And referees and, both teams are trying to stop these people. And they breaking away, fighting again. And people on court side ah! Malice on the Palace too! No! Sitting at courtside, you're getting involved. It's like going to a wrestling match. You get thrown over the barricade. Or into the barricade. Watch out! I know that from experience. Rosa does too. We know that from experience. Fucking Roddy. But I digress on that. I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, so we got that. So I watched that. So, moving on. But anyway, let's get into Monday Night Raw. And we are from the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in that shithole in Cleveland, Ohio, the home of probably one of the worst museums in history, and that's the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame. And if you go there, piss on it. Please, piss on it. It is horrible. That, I can't stand the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah, Ozzy's in it twice, Stevie Nicks and people like that. But why are people like LL Cool J, Shaka Khan, Donna Summer, people like that who have no affiliation to rock and roll in it? I don't get it. They should have their own Hall of Fame. Just keep it from rock, classic rock, folk, maybe a little bit of country, and then, the metal and, the metalcore bands, stuff like that. Don't have, obscure people like Run DMC. And nothing wrong with that, but, they should be in their own Hall of Fame. Like the Hip-Hop Hall of Fame and, the Pop Hall of Fame. Just not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But I can go on with the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame for decades, and I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. That's pretty much it. Alright. So over from Cleveland, on the road to WrestleMania, 2 weeks away. Some qualifying matches, like I said. Tag team titles on the line. We have the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, taking on American Alpha. That's Otis and Akira Tozawa. We got Maxine Dupree trying to get revenge over Natty, not Natalia anymore, because now she changed her name to Natty, which I think is good. We got that, and we'll see what happens with a guy named Phil after he got destroyed by my tribal chief. Put up your ones, ladies and gentlemen, and acknowledge him every day. Acknowledge your tribal chief and me, because you do. And that's not pretty much it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the show. So we start off with people coming into the building. One of them being the Raw World Heavyweight Champion, CM Puke! He's in the back, and he's going through the back, and he sees his hot ass fuck girl wife. You know her, you love her, you can't get enough of her. She's a ball of fun. She skips to the ring. Skippy. It's AJ Lee. She's back to grace us with her presence. Got ass. She's there. And they're walking in the back, and then the man, Becky Lynch, sees them, and she's like, fucking shit! She's fucking here! Fuck! She was unhinged last night. I loved it. Anyway, she goes to the ring. Before we get to her, we saw it with some not so good news. Braun Breaker, and I mentioned this yesterday on my news video on my Peter Joseph channel. Check it out. Link to the channel down below in the gobbledygook. Braun Breaker suffered a hernia, an injury. He went for surgery on Wednesday, I believe, and he's going to be out indefinitely. Now, there's an update to that. He could be out for WrestleMania. He could be out 6 months. We won't see him until maybe SummerSlam, because this is a major injury, major surgery, major injury. So, they're hoping he can come back for Mania. If not, I don't think he's coming back till maybe SummerSlam or after that. So this is not a great time to be Braun Breaker because of the whole thing with Seth Rollins and the Hooded Man. We don't know who he is. Christian Waller. I'm sorry. Cough. So we'll see what happens with that. But I hope Braun Breaker recovers quickly and can get to WrestleMania. And they might have to push his storyline with the Hooded Man and Seth Rollins and everything. Probably has to they might have to put that on the back burner, because if Seth might not even be at Mania, so they're gonna have to push that back to maybe Money in the Bank, or maybe whenever Braun comes back from his injury. But we're hoping for Mania, but we'll see what happens with that. So take that with a grain of salt. Alright, so we got that. Then, the man! Becky Lynch, the Women's Intercontinental Champion, she comes out. She is pissed. She's never happy. She's tired of the disrespect. And then we hear the music of AJ Lee. Light it up, light it up, Skippy. That ass. She comes out, skipping to the ring. Gets in the ring. Everybody's happy to see her. Not so much Becky, and Becky doesn't like AJ being here to support Maxine Dupri, her bestie, and insults her eyebrows before calling her a little chihuahua who keeps barking and ruining her life. Damn. And then AJ thinks that's a tad little bit dramatic before going into a list of things that she's done to Becky, beating her twice, so she should get a title shot, right? And ruining her life. Costing her the title against Maxine Dupri, stuff like that. But that's water under the bridge. And then Becky's like, there is no water and there is no bridge. She is losing it. Her eyes are bugging out of her head. She's talking like the Joker. Where does he get those wonderful toys? Stuff like that. So she challenges AJ for a match at the Elimination Chamber where she can spill AJ's blood. And then AJ's like, Becky, I knew you liked me! Yay! Just give me a hug, man. Bring it in. No, she doesn't do that, but... So AJ thinks that since I beat you twice, I should be the #1 contender. And then Becky's like, no! And then everybody's like, yes! No! No! Yes! Yes! No! 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 Yes! No! Yes! No! I'm having visions of when Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, used to do his no gimmick, and everybody's like, yes! No! Yes! No! Yes! I loved it. I was going crazy. I was like marking out, like Becky emulating freaking Bryan Danielson is great. But anyway. Like, no title match. And then eventually she's like, fine! Fine, I'll give you a match, fine! Reminds me of Spaceballs, Do you? Yes. Do you? Yes. Good, you're married, kiss her! What's your name? Barf. Your full name. Bartholomew. Anytime I can reference Spaceballs and tie it into wrestling, it's just a great time. But I digress. Anyway, so he teases, and Becky agrees to make the match a title shot. So it's not a title match. It's a match at Elimination Chamber to get a title shot, most likely at Mania. So I assume AJ's gonna win, and then at Mania she'll win again. It's like 4 wins in a row, basically. And then Becky says, if you think you were held down by me before, you have no idea what this is gonna be like. That's it. And then she left. For now. We'll get to that later. But this segment was wild. And I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running on Monday Night Raw. And that's that. Alright. Then it's time for the Usos running back. It's time to Yeet! Alright, so Jimmy and Jay take on Akira Tozawa and Otis for the Raw Tag Team titles. Pretty decent match, not great, but decent. Starts up with Tozawa knocking Jay down for an early 1905 chinlock. That gets broken up, and Jay drives him into the corner. Jimmy comes in. Tozawa fights out in the corner, gets on a Hurricane Rana, then a spin kick to head for a near fall. And then everything starts breaking down. The Usos get sent to the floor, where Tozawa goes berserk. Thinks he's Jay Lethal. With the suicide dives from one side of the ring to the other side of the ring, back to the other side of the ring, back to the other side of the ring. Freaking Michael Cole's like, stop! Shut up, Michael Cole. By the way, Michael Cole! And Corey Slater at ringside. Forgot to mention that. Anyway, look at that. We go to break, come right back. So Tozawa is still going in control with a DDT to spike Jay. Yeesh. That was, he spiked him. Woo! I thought Jay was like, his neck was gone. Like, shit. Anyway, Otis gets the hot tag. The big fat man comes in, does the caterpillar. But thankfully that gets cut off with a super kick. Jimmy comes in, and then he hit a double super kick. But Otis runs him over with a double clothesline. And then everything breaks down again. Tozawa hits his top rope backsplash on Jimmy. I thought they were going to win the tag team titles. Thankfully, Jimmy kicked out at 2. And then Otis gets sent shoulder first into the ring post. Missing a charge. Ow! So he's pretty much hurt. Then the Usos are like, yeah, let's do it. They hit a double spear on Otis. And then somehow, I don't know how they did this, but they hit a 1D on him. What? 1, 2, 3 in exactly 10 minutes to retain the Raw Tag Team titles. So, any way to get a win that the Usos have done for like 13 times, however many times they won the Tag Team titles, they find a way to win, and they retain the titles. I think that this is their first or second defense. I might be wrong, but anyway. Alright, so 10-minute match. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. After the match, Code of Honor, sportsmanship! Yay! You'd love to see it. But the Usos are asked by Byron Saxton what's next for them. And then Jimmy tells Jay, you need to qualify for the Elimination Chamber and get the world title back. Wait a minute. Wait a minute here. So, Jay crashed out, saying, oh, I don't know what's wrong with me, I think I need to go. And then Jimmy's like, oh, we need to get back together as a tag team, get the tag titles back, which they did. And now Jimmy is telling Jay, go back to get the world title. What? So the whole thing, Jay's crash out was just a fluke, right? What is going on here? I don't understand. They go from one storyline that Jay's crashing out, and then they go to another storyline where Jay and Jimmy are back together. They get the tag team titles back. Roman's back. Everybody's like, oh, the bloodline, gotta get back, get the title, all the titles back. Well, most of the titles back. Roman's gonna be Punk at Mania. Jimmy and Jay are gonna retain at Mania against I don't know who. But everything's gonna be hunky-dory again like it was in 2020, 21. But then they go, they do that, and then it's like, oh, Jay's gonna go back for the world title, he's gonna qualify for the Elimination Chamber. Which he probably will. Is he gonna win the chamber? Probably not. I think it's gonna be a certain guy named Cody or Jacob. So why qualify? Just to be in a match, to do something, right? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Wrestling doesn't make any sense. That's all I gotta say about that. Anyway, then we're gonna look back at what happened last week with CM Punk and our tribal chief. Put up your ones, ladies and gentlemen. Roman Reigns. Face to face last week, where Roman picked him to fight for the World title on night 2 of WrestleMania, and then Roman basically, whipped his ass on the mic. Says, "You will acknowledge me." And that's what Punk's gonna do. He's gonna get his butt handed to him. And you can thank Finn Balor, too. But I digress. We move on. Alright, see that. Speaking of Judgment Day, they're in the back. Dom's playing WWE 2K25, or maybe 26, who knows. We see that. And Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are throwing darts, I don't know what. And then we didn't see Finn yet, so we saw that. And then we see them go to the ring. Dominic Guerrero, I see. That's Eddie's son, it's Eddie's son. Eddie's your son! Your son, Dom! I know it's my son, you pendejo! Hey, watch your language. You're talking to me. You're talking to your tribal god. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, hey, okay, just calm down next time, okay? Take your Snickers and calm down, okay? Drink your sangria. Where's your sangria? Where's China? Oh, she's taking a dump or something. I didn't need to know that. Anyway, but calm down next time, okay? Okay, I know. It's my son. I'm worried about my son. Okay. You don't have to worry too much. Just in case he loses his mullet. That's the only thing you got to worry about. I hope he doesn't lose his mullet, okay. I hope not, too, man. Anyway, so Dominic Guerrero and his hot girlfriend, Liv Morgan, come out, the Royal Rumble winner. She comes out. And Liv's got something to say, but first, Dominic, being the Latin lover that he is, it's Valentine's week, so he gives Liv some candy and some flowers. Gives her a nice little kissy kiss on the forehead, the cheek. I mean, his wife, Dom's wife, has to be the strongest woman I know. To allow him to do a storyline where he's basically almost, having simulated sex in the ring with Liv Morgan. Doing Eskimo kisses. They made out at SummerSlam. Even before that, Liv was on top of him and everything. Grinding on him and making, making Carlito go crazy. And then Dom's like, oh. It's weird. I mean, any other woman wouldn't even dare to freaking allow her man to do a love storyline with another woman. I don't think any woman that's married to a wrestler or is about to be married to a wrestler or going out with a wrestler would even do that. See, Rosa doesn't have that problem with me, so it's fine. Anyway, alright, so after that, Liv says that's what should be done for Valentine's Day, and he'll get his gift from her later. Oh, Dom. Oh, boy, you better wrap up that burrito, son. Unless you have a good pull-out game, like I do. But I digress on that. So, Liv knows that whoever she faces at Mania will lose. So it'll be Stephanie Verker and Jade for the SmackDown title. And then out of nowhere, boom! Hellfire and brimstone! By God Almighty! It's Kane! No, it's not Kane, it's La Primera! Stephanie Verker. I mean, we thought it was Kane with the fire and the fire igniting and everything. It was like, what the fuck is Kane? No, it's Stephanie Verker with her horrible new music. So she says, Liv, you talk too much. Or as Mina would say, shut up! Then she switches to Spanish. starts calling her, saying a whole bunch of stuff. Liv's like, translator! Dom! Can you translate? So Dom starts talking in Spanish to Stephanie. And then Stephanie talks Spanish to him. We have a promo off. I'm like, is this Oscar and Io part 3? I mean, what is this? Baka! Bitch! I was like, yeah, give me this. Anyway, so Dom doesn't think he should translate because, some bad words in there. But responds in Spanish on Liv's behalf. Liv's like, what'd you say? What'd you tell her? What'd you tell her? And then Stephanie's like, he said he's a little bitch. What? Bitch! Like Io would say. Anyway, that was hilarious. And then more arguing, and then Liv's like, "Oh, you're not qualified to wear this ladies love Dom shirt." I wonder if that's on WWEshop.com. Might get that for Rosa. I digress. Anyway, where was I? All right, so Liv's like, okay, it's like I'm not gonna rush things with Jade or with you, so blah blah blah. It's like, if you have a problem with that, you can cry about it, puta! Ah! And then Steph's like, what? Puta! And then she slaps the fuck out of Dom. Shit. I'm like, damn, Dom. You got a problem? I mean, Eddie, what's wrong, man? I don't know what's going on there, Pero. I don't know. Dom didn't need that. He didn't need to get slapped by that. Don't say it. That pendeja. You can say that. That pendeja yelling at my son. How dare her? If China was alive today, she'd come down from heaven and beat her ass. Cabron. Okay. Calm down, Eddie. We'll figure it out. Calm down. All right. So that was a great segment. 3.5 out of 5 stars. Just loved it. The back and forth between Stephanie and Dom, that was hilarious. And then, Liv being Liv, ha 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 ha, we got that. Moving on. Alright, then we get a segment with some promos from our next match. Mommy Rhea Ripley, My Brutality! Ivy Nile and the Bird Lady, Lyra found Kitty Lalasi, bitch, from Ireland. They're ready for the Elimination Chamber qualifying match, which comes up next. Alright, so we'll get to it. So Mommy sends Ivy Nile flying to start. Lyra's right there to get a near fall for a small package. Back in the ring, Ivy German suplexes both of them. And then everyone heads to the outside. Lyra snaps off a Hurricane Rana. As we go to break, come right back. Ivy gets caught in the tree of whoa! Well, the other two fight on top. And I was like, yeah, Ivy's going to hit that German suplex of doom from the Tower of Doom. So basically, Niall sits up, grabs a German suplex for the Tower of Doom spot. That was always nice. And to get back up, Mommy kicks away at Ivy Nile until Lyra gets a quick near fall of a fruit roll-up. Then the Steiner Bulldog is loaded up, but Mommy drops Lyra down. And Mommy, you showing a lot of ash lately, Not that there's anything wrong with that, but damn. You got kids in that audience. Mommy, I see her ass. Look away. Look away, look away, look away. That's your underwear. Mommy's your underwear, you can see her ass. No, that's just her pants. That's her underwear. Shut up. Enjoy the match. Anyway. So, So Steiner Bulldog's loaded up, but, Mommy drops Lyra down for a face plant. Ow. And then Ivy German suplexes Mommy, covers Lyra for a near fall. Lyra hits a DDT, a sick DDT, to Mommy, and it looked like Mommy wasn't getting up for a minute. Ooh. So Lyra gets another near fall. Actually, Ivy got a near fall off that. She's kind of trying to steal a pin. So, people are stealing pins galore at every chance they get. Mommy saves Lyra from a seated dragon sleeper that gets knocked to the outside. Lyra hits Nightwing, looks to win the match and go to the chamber, but Mommy makes the save, hits Riptide on Lyra. Surprisingly, she takes the pin and Mommy goes to the chamber, and she's entrant number 2, as we have It's Tiffy time! Daddy! What? I'm in the chamber! What chamber? The gas chamber? No, you idiot! The elimination chamber! Go for the title! Oh, right. Forgot. Good luck, sunshine! Oh, Daddy. Okay, stop. Anyway. Alright, so Mommy Rhea Ripley and Tiffy Tiff are in the chamber. We got more matches coming up on SmackDown and next week on the programs. So we got that. Let me move on. We got a men's match coming up later. We got, Austin Theory, Eli Drake. That's an insult. That's a fact of life. And Pentagon Zero. Miedo. Or Zero Pussy. We get that. Alright. The triple threat match, pretty good. 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's that. Alright. Then we go to the back where we see Dominic Guerrero. He's pretty sore after getting slapped in the face by Stephanie Fakura. I found out that he's in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match next week. I forget with who. I think it's Jay and I forget who. But Jay and Walter. I think it's Jay and Walter. It was Walter, Dom, and I forget who. Can you say Walter's going to the chamber? Hopefully he doesn't win. If he wins, forget that. Forget that CM Punk Roman match. That might be a triple threat match. Then again, Walter could go after Drew, which will make no sense. But okay, he's not gonna win. He's gonna go to the chamber, but not win. I think somebody's gonna come out and like stop him or something like that. We'll see. All right, so he's in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. But has to defend the Intercontinental title. I didn't get that whole part. Anyway, but for now, Dom has to call Finn Balor down, but Finn wants the world title. He's still going after Punk. He wants to get the title. Dom thinks that Finn's window is slowly closing because we're getting close to Mania. But Finn says, I'm tired of being an afterthought. And he's like, I thought we were supposed to be a family. And then he leaves, and Dom's like, family? I think Finn's gonna either lead the family or eventually get kicked out. We'll have to see what happens with that. So I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we were supposed to get a in-ring promo, or in-ring interview with Michael Cole and CM Punk, but Finn Balor comes out, I don't know where he came out from, grabs the mic, says, Michael Cole, sit over there. So Finn knows that Punk is hurt. Everyone's talking about Punk versus Roman at Mania. And Finn had Punk beat. He's tired of being pushed around. Wants Punk for the belt at the Elimination Chamber. But then Adam Pearce, the GM, comes out and says, nope, not gonna do it. Not doing it. Not gonna do it. We're not doing it. We're not jeopardizing the main event for Mania. And Pearce tells Balor that the title is spoken for, so forget this and get the fuck out of here. And then CM Punk basically takes the mic from Michael Cole and says Finn is the first thought instead of an afterthought, and thinks Finn deserves a beating right here in Cleveland instead of getting a title shot. So he tells Finn, get off the announcer's table, get in the ring, and get your ass beat. So Finn wants the title on the line, so Punk's like, let's do it! Come on! Like Paul Stanley would say, let's do it. Right, Paul? Let's do it. Right. So Pierce is like, no, we're not doing it. No, not no way, not no how. But Punk says, I'm a champ, bitch. I want some leeway. I got some stroke, if you will. He says, give me the match, or I'm going to spend the rest of the show chasing Finn and beating him up all around the arena. So Finn's like, yeah, make the match. And Finn's like, fine. He makes it official. And then that's it. So, at the Elimination Chamber in Punk's hometown of Chicago, Finn Balor, Punk, 2 Electric Boogaloo. Alright, so we get that. So Finn leads through the crowd with with the security guard. The security guard was like mean. Like, go that way, go to the back, left, go left, get out of here. Shit. He really wanted that $500, huh? Or that $50, whatever. Get there, I want to get my $50 and get out of here. Do as I say. Yeah, right. You want to get your face broken there, the security guard? Mm-hmm. Just do as you're told. Get the talent out of the ring. Get them out of the building. Whatever you're told to do. Then, after the show is done, collect your $50 and get the fuck out. Don't be an asshole and try to think you're big and bad, you know? You're not like Joey Ace or, my boy Joey Ace or, Jada Key Evans or anybody else I know that's played a security guard. Thinking, they actually do their job, like half the time they get beat up. Sometimes it doesn't pay to be a security guard. But you get your money. Get your car fare and you get your food and you're out of here. And that's that. Anyway, with that out of the way, Punk is ready for his interview, so Michael Cole says, well, I only got one question for you. Why? Why are you jeopardizing your WrestleMania match with Roman? So Punk says, I'm not jeopardizing anything. Bullshit. Because I'm trying to build things up. Not doing a good job. And he's also trying to get one step better every day, and he knows this is a risky way to do it. Oh, so you do admit it's jeopardizing, right? Lying sack of shit. Then he says, these people don't deserve this, but he knows it could end anywhere in any city in front of any crowd. But he's confident enough to know that shit ain't gonna happen. You never know. And the only way WrestleMania ends is with his hand raised and the ring announcer saying, and still, World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk. Well, that's not happening, Punk, because Roman is going to whip your ass. Win the title, elevate that world title, because he never won that title. He will elevate that title, hold it for 5 years, hold Raw hostage, and the only man who could probably beat him is Oba. Or maybe Braun Breaker when he comes back. That's the only two people I can see that can beat Roman at this point. Not going to be Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed's going to get his butt kicked. He beat Roman in Australia, which pissed me the fuck off. So, Roman's going to get his revenge. Beat that big fat otaku, Bronson Reed. Retain the title. Then, maybe down the line we'll see Oba face him, and Oba probably crush him. I hate saying that, but it'll be a big, great match. And then maybe Bronson Reed Braun Breaker down the line gets that title shot. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, we'll see. But Roman's going to win at Mania. I have no doubt in my mind that Roman will win. Unless somebody comes out and, says, oh, no, you're not going to do it, Roman. Who? Who knows? It could be Oba. It could be some asshole from the Vision like Bronson Reed. I mean, we'll see. But I think Punk's title reign is going to end at Mania. That's it. Alright, that segment was, the whole thing I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Alright, we go to the back where Adam Pearce is talking to that mean old security guard. Ask him if Finn Balor is, gone for the building. The guy says, yes, I made sure he left the building. Right. When you leave the building, you really don't leave. You just stay in the back, take a piss, and come back. But anyway. So Finn has left the building, allegedly. And then the Vision interrupt. We had Logan Small. We had Bronson Reed. And we had Austin Theory along with, my name is Paul Heyman, who underestimated Pearce because he kept pushing Braun Breaker, who injured himself lifting and had to undergo major surgery. So Pearce stands up, says, I know Braun is one of the keys to the future of WWE. Heyman's like, agreed. And he wants Braun back more than anyone, but we need to focus on the here and now, including Austin Theory's Elimination Chamber qualifying match coming up at the main event. And he also tells the Vision, stay out of the match. And that's not a promise, that's a threat. And Heyman's like, there it is. There it is. So he goes to leave, and then Bronson Reed almost goes after Adam Pearce. and Logan Paul has to stop him. And then Logan asks Adam Pearce, well, if we do interfere, what are you going to do about it? Don't answer that, that's a rhetorical question. Pearce, you do know it's a no DQ match? Dumbass. Unbelievable. Alright, so 3 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we get what was supposed to be Natty versus Maxine Dupree. Maxine gets her in an ankle lock for about 10 seconds. That gets broken up. Maxine knocks Natty to the outside, locks in another ankle lock, but Natty kicks her into the ring steps. Ow! And then gets in a hard, sends her into the ring post. Hard! Ow! And then Maxine gets dropped on the announcer's table, which didn't break. I am the table! And then they get a double count out in like 95 seconds, so this was a waste. Zero. Dud. And then Natty, after the match, Natty puts Maxine in the sharpshooter, and then AJ Lee runs out. She doesn't skip out this time. She runs out for the save, and then Maxine is crying. She has to be helped out the ringside area because of her leg and everything. I think she got a busted nose too because I think she was holding her nose at one point when AJ was checking on her. And so they're heading out of the ringside area, and then out of nowhere, and Becky Lynch shows up, sends AJ into the ring post. Ow! Now I'm thinking, where's Teddy Long? Where's Teddy Long? Player. You're gonna have a tag team match, player. And if you don't like that, you're gonna go one-on-one with The Undertaker. Pretty much. So maybe we get a tag team match next week. AJ will be on the show next week. So maybe we get that tag team match. With AJ and Maxine taking on Natty and Becky. That's a weird tag team. Not that weird, but not as great as Scorpion Sub-Zero, the deadliest of enemies. You never thought that Sub-Zero and Scorpion would be together. They hated each other. If you watched the MK1 movie, I think it was, when they showed that the origin of Sub-Zero and Scorpion. And then I think the second one, I know there's a sequel I got, but anyway. Alright, so we got all that. Let me move on. Alright, then we hear from Eli Drake. That's an insult, that's a fact of life. Yeah! He's ready to qualify for the Elimination Chamber, wants to take the chance away from Austin Theory. See what happens with that. 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we get to a tag team match, player. We had Los Americanos, we had Rayo and Bravo, that's Pete fucking Dunne, and Tyler Bate, along with the so-called fake El Grande Americano, that's Ludwig Spears, or Ludwig Kaiser. They take on your boy is Nancy, the Tasmanian Devil, Javon Evans, and a mystery partner. I wonder who that could be. And it's this guy, the original El Grande Americano, Mr. Chad Gable. Well, who else was gonna be? Eugene? Probably could, Could have been Hornswoggle. Could have been anybody. Ron Bass, holy shit. Outlaw Ron Bass, God bless his mighty soul. Anyway, match was meh. Ending was nice. But anyway, so it's also with Rayo jumping Javon to start, gets dropkick for his early effort. Speaking with Hurricane Rana takes Bravo down. As well, Javon gets sent to the outside. That earns the Americans a top rope double clothesline from Chad Gable. We're gonna break, come back. Chad Gable comes in, starts firing us some suplexes. And then Rayo headbutts Javon, but gets kicked in the face by Chad Gable. And then Ludwig Spears shoves Chad off the top, so then Bravo goes up, goes for I guess he was going for a swan dive headbutt a la a certain guy named Benoit. So he goes to dive, and out of nowhere, freaking Javon with a springboard OG Gilly Cutter! Bang! Oh my! Javon, I'm stealing that move. That's my move! Mine! I don't care if you're 22 years old, that's my move! I invented that! You know, Javon, I know you on Twitter, so hit me up on Twitter, dude. We'll talk. We'll be like Trick Willie. We'll talk about it. If I let you use the Gilly Cutter again like that. But anyway, that was a Randy Orton type Gilly Cutter. I remember. We all remember the one where Randy hit that the Gilly Cutter on that guy named Evan Bourne. You know him as Matt Sydal. Oh, that's probably one of my favorites. The other one was the Step Up Gilly Cutter when at WrestleMania. What WrestleMania was that? Shit. It was 30. No, it wasn't 31. I don't think it was 31. It might have been 31 or 32. I forget. But Seth went for the stomp and Randy just like launched him in the air. Boom! Gilly Cutter. That was amazing. I still love that Gilly Cutter at WrestleMania. That was one of my favorites. But Javon. Last night, woo! I'll give you that one, but you still saw my move. But anyway, 1, 2, 3. Oh, after the original El Grande, Chad Gable hits a top rope headbutt a la Chris Benoit. 1, 2, 3 in under 8 minutes. Javon and Chad Gable get the win over Pete fucking Dunne and Tyler Bate. And we get that. Match wasn't great, but 2.5 out of 5 stars. After the match, Chad Gable and Ludwig Spears go at it. Both try to get the mask. And eventually, Ludwig Spears gets out of there in a hurry. So, like I mentioned on my news video, they were talking about doing a mask versus mask match between the Americanos at WrestleMania. So I think we all know both of them anyway, so it doesn't really matter who wins or loses. We know who they are. I think eventually we'll find out who Rayo and Bravo are. Maybe before that. But I think we all know that Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate and Ludwig Spears is the general El Grande, and the original is Chad Gable. So we got all that. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we hear from Pentagon, Austin Theory, and Eli Drake. Before the Elimination Chamber match. We'll get that. And then we go to the locker room where we have Byron Saxton. He's talking to Walter, who's pissed about being told he has an Elimination Chamber qualifying match next week. And then Walter's like, I know that, you idiot! So Walter's like, my road to WrestleMania should have started when he beat Goldberg. I was like, last year? Really? But the result will be the same because he'll leave WrestleMania as the new WWE Champion once again. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Walter had a nice looking watch on. I wonder where he got that from. Cody. Did Cody give him a watch? I don't know. Or did he buy that? Maybe he bought it. I don't know. We'll get that. Alright, so I get a 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, it is time for your main event of the evening. I still don't even know why this was the main event. But, Elimination Qualifying Match. Elimination Chamber qualifying matches should say Pentagon Zero Miedo, taking on Austin Theory and Eli Drake. My name is Paul Heyman at ringside with Austin Theory. So with Theory getting taken into the corner for a slingshot drop kick. Eli's running knee stuns Theory again, and a double clothesline put him on the floor. Then Pentagon and Eli go at it. Pentagon wins the exchange, sends Eli to the outside, only to get drop kicked by Theory as he was turning into the ring. And then they ram into the ring steps, has Pentagon in trouble as we go to break. We come right back. Eli slugs away at Theory, gives Pentagon a bling buster for a near fall. And then Theory kicks Pentagon down for another near fall. Eli is back in with a running clothesline, puts Theory on the floor. And then Eli sends both of them into the announcer's table. Ow. But Theory's able to trip Eli right into the turnbuckle. Ouch. Pentagon gets back up with a backstabber out of the corner. The Theory goes for the cover. Eli Drake made the save. They go up top for the Tower of Doom. They hit that. Theory hits that. And he gets a near fall on Eli. And frustration is starting to set in. Eli then knocks Theory down. Hits the top. Whoa. Macho Man elbow. Yeah. Dig it. No, he didn't hit. Well, he didn't hit it like Randy would hit it. Right, Randy? Randy? Ooh, yeah, what? You hit it better than Eli hit that top rope Macho Man elbow. Ooh, yeah, nobody does it better than the Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. Ain't that right, Miss Elizabeth? That's right, Randy. Hi, Mr. Joseph. How you doing? Liz, you look great tonight. Oh, you look great. That red dress. Damn. If I was single and you were still alive, I would... Never mind. Shut up! Leave my wife alone! Well, it's not your wife per se, Randy. So, calm down. I will not calm down. Here's a Slim Jim. Snap into it. Snap into a Slim Jim! Ooh, yeah! Dig it! Okay. Good. Liz, make sure he eats it. I'll make sure he eats it. You have a good show, Mr. Joseph. Thank you, Liz. Thank you. Anyway. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, so Eli hits the top rope elbow, and then the Vision come out. Basically, Bronson Reed and Logan Paul. They come out even though Pierce said don't come out. But as we always say, ladies and gentlemen, when somebody tells you not to do something, you just do it anyway. Or, as we also say, Ray, when somebody tells you if you're a god, you say yes! I couldn't help it. Fuck you, Ray. Yeah, fuck Ray. If your name is Ray, fuck you too. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so they come out for distraction. Bronson Reed hits a tsunami on Eli, and then Adam Pearce runs out with his security guards to get rid of Bronson Reed. And then Bronson's like, I'll fuck you up. I'm gonna fuck you up. I would love to see that. I was hoping that was gonna happen, because, Bronson Reed trying to go after Adam Pearce. But anyway, Pentagon gets sent onto the announcer's table. Didn't break. I am the table. Then the masked man, the hooded man, arrives and just shows up. Hits a super kick on Theory, then the stomp. Right in front of Paul Heyman as well. Then he goes over the barricade and Logan Paul runs like the wind after him. I don't know if he caught him, but... Anyway, back in the ring, Eli hits the BFT, blunt force trauma, on Theory, 1, 2, 3, in under 14 minutes. Eli Drake joins Randy Orton as this voice in the chamber for the men. And a pretty good match, 3.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. And then, that's pretty much it. And then after the match, Adam Pearce and Paul Heyman are, staring down at each other, and Heyman's like... And then we see Eli promising more for the Vision, and Adam Pearce starts glaring more at Heyman to end the show. But we don't go to black. We get a in memoriam to Jim Shank. I mentioned it yesterday, a long-standing member of the production team who sadly passed away yesterday. So, you should have done that at the beginning of the show, but they did it at the end of the show as a nice little in memoriam to Jim Shank. So rest in peace to Jim, and that's pretty much it. Jim? No, not you, Jim Shank. I'm talking to Chief Mojo Rising. Hey-ya, 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 hey. Okay, got that. Alright, so that's it for Monday Night Raw. It was pretty decent, not great. So I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show in a comment down below. You can do your own video if you like, and whatever else you want. But don't forget to hit that like button, or smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button down below as well. Let's try to get on that road to 1,300 subscribers. Gained a little bit, lost a little bit, but we're at 1,250 right now. Hopefully start getting on that road to 1,300. The Rant channel getting real close to 800 subscribers. Got a big boost yesterday. The Peter Joseph channel getting close to that's getting close to 1,100 subscribers. So keep subscribing to that channel, and my Metal Guy channel getting close to 700. And eventually the Shadow Slayer 2.0 channel will hopefully start on the road to 50 subscribers, and then eventually maybe 100. It's going to take a slow process with that. But like I said, that channel might go pretty soon. I'm not even sure yet. I might just do either keep the channel or tank it and maybe use my Peter Joseph channel as my Shadow Slayer channel, but I just changed the name or something like that. I'll think about it by probably after WrestleMania. I'll think about what to do with the now pretty much not so good Shadow Slayer 2.0 channel. Not gonna make a Shadow Slayer 3.0 channel or 2.1 or anything like that, but I may get rid of it. I may not. I'm not sure right now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so 7 out of 10 stars for Raw. Let me know what you think down below. And I really would say, let's talk about it. That's that. Alright, let's fire up the Rich Man's Cable. It's a CW11. We're about 2 minutes away from NXT. So we're going to watch that. Should be a good show. I will be back later after NXT with your Ring of Honor review right here on the channel. We'll talk about NXT tomorrow. Get you ready for AEW Dynamite tomorrow. And that's pretty much it. We're going to keep going. As always, full steam ahead. And, do the rest of this month, through the Elimination Chamber, through all of March, all of April. We got baseball coming up. So, baseball preview will be coming up in a couple weeks. So don't forget that. Got an Easter show coming up as well. We got the WrestleMania predictions. Whole WrestleMania week is going to be insane, as always, for content creators. We got that. I'm gonna go through Easter. We're gonna go through WrestleMania, through May into Memorial Day weekend. Double Nothing's gonna be in Queens, New York City. Pretty much my home, my neck of the woods. Not so much Brooklyn, but it's gonna be Queens. I may be going to it, I may not. It's May 24th at Louis Armstrong Stadium, the smallest stadium next to Arthur Ashe Hall Stadium. So I don't know how they're gonna fit like 10,000 people there, but whatever. We got that. Backlash going to be in Tampa on May the 9th. So, right before we hit the summer, I will be here pretty much going into the summer. We'll see what happens by July 4th weekend. I may take a little break. I may take a break in August. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see what happens with that. Hoping I can get through the summertime into the fall, and then we'll see what happens with that. But right now, for the next 4 to 6 months, I will be here pretty much almost every day, and with the reviews and all that other good shit. Alright, NXT is about to start, the Sneaker is about to play, so let's get to NXT, and that's pretty much it. Alright guys, thanks for watching, 7 out of 10 stars for Raw. Let me know what you guys think down below. Until next time, my friends. If you're not down with that, well, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man! That's it. Until next time, peace.